2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, pretty birdie, perched on that limb. Have you seen my darling? Do you know where she's been? She left me no letter, left me no word. Have you seen my darling girl? You fly around the treetops singing all day long. I sit here wishing I could sing a happy song. You've been gone so long now, why did you go? Darling girl, I sure miss you so.
Cheap mandolins tend to have poor sound, poor setups, and sometimes can't even be set up properly, period. So you really want to spend a little bit of time looking at mandolins, getting your hands on them, in a store hopefully, friends, go to jams, look at mandolins there. You can usually pick up and ask somebody to play their mandolin, just check it out. I would always check out used ones first, just because you can generally get a better deal out of a used mandolin for the money. It's just, unless it's been terribly abused, whether, been out in the weather or let dry out or something. It depends on your price, but if you're gonna spend a couple $100s, you can go either way. But I'd say if you're gonna really spend a few $1,000s, check out the used ones, because it's nice to get something sometimes that's broken in, it'll sound closer to what it's going to sound like later. As far as setup, on a bluegrass mandolin, it's maybe set up quite different than someone who's playing jazz or classical. Many times bluegrass is set up a little higher for woofiness that they want, and a little more volume usually. But if you're electrified at all, it may not make that much difference. Whatever's comfortable for you. You want to avoid buzzes, and you want to make sure the intonation is correct. Take it to a good setup guy, someone with a reputation of setting up mandolins particularly, and have them set it up for you. It'll be easier later.
Down in the willow garden.
The old Gibson scale is approximately an inch or so shorter than what they call a bluegrass scale, or this full-scale mandolin. It basically doesn't allow you to go up quite as high on the neck, and it's not as easily playable overall, except in the open position. And these necks tend to be thinner rather than thicker. Depends on the size of your hand a lot of times. I like a medium neck with I guess they call this an A instead of a C shape neck. It's narrow. It's then there's surfaces. There's rounded surfaces or flat surfaces. Traditionally, many bluegrass mandolins are flat, but these days most luthiers make what was considered a more comfortable radius neck fretboard. I've had this one for about 6 months now. I've gone through many price ranges of mandolins. I started out with your basic Gibson for like $800, an A model, and then I sort of worked into a very expensive model of another maker, and then I decided, your tonality, what you want, what you can get out of the mandolin changes as you progress playing wise. You're able to get better tone out of all mandolins, hopefully. And I've decided that I like a darker tone. I need enough volume, but I don't need to sacrifice volume for tone. And that's what you can do sometimes. So you got to watch that. It's really a particular ear thing. It's very particular to the player and what they really want to sound like. This is a flat iron made Bozeman, Montana, back in the early 90s, 91. And this one has been abused. It's been stripped and then oversprayed. The thicker finish was taken off of this and oversprayed, and it allows the top to move a little more. So it's not factory anymore, so to speak. Most people wouldn't do that to the mandolin. I didn't do that to this mandolin, but the mandolin really sounds good.